2 years ago, I shared my experience of scraping the surface of alien asteroids. But now, requirements have changed. Now, our civilizations are faced with a grave challenge, both in dealing with each other and a far older, more ancient threat. Many millions, many billions of years ago, these pieces of rock came to rest here, and here they have remained untouched until now. Using new technologies, new approaches, and new ways of thinking, we can unlock these ancient treasures and use the contents within to power the economies and the industries of trillions of souls. For we will sorely need it in the days to come. A dark cloud is coming from the Pleiades sector, and that cloud is coming for you. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you are on this good green earth of ours. But right now, I am just under 1,000 years in the future, in a starport named Hofton Enterprise. And just behind the camera, you can see our sponsors, the Federal Security Service, Saud Kruger, and the Brewer Corporation. And this is the NKV Motherlode, a fully engineered combat titan rigged instead for deep core mining operations. And that really has been a bit of a talking point since before and now just after the new year. Registry 709. In this video, we are going to develop on a lot of concepts that were introduced in my original Ultimate Miner's Guide. We're going to go everything from where to find whatever you're looking for, how to find profitability, your fittings, and of course, the method behind the madness, that is, finding riches within the frozen cores of a. So now let's jump inside the cockpit and see what on earth is going on. Here we are at Hofton Enterprise, and a bunch of people have come online. Hello all, Nathan DeVerne and Blindlemon, long supporters of the channel. Let's have a look at what we've got under the hood. Hello, Catherine. How you doing? Outfitting. Right, so we are going to go through hardpoints, utility mounts, and the optional internal modules, and then just give you some broad overview. My power plant is a 5B, but it's been engineered to hell, so I don't really need to worry about that. Hardpoints, let's begin. So, this is more than the minimum you need. You need an abrasion blaster, a subsurface displacement missile, a seismic charge launcher, and 2 mining lasers. Or, well, or 1 mining laser, really, if you want to be thrifty about it. This is a universal setup, essentially, meaning that I can do deep core mining, or I can do regular mining. If you just want to do deep core mining, you only need the seismic charge launcher and the abrasion blaster. Some people are saying that if you have 2 abrasion blasters, this will all make sense later. If you have 2 of them, you can double your yields, potentially. I think that if so, that's a bug, and that will be addressed, so I probably wouldn't bother. Utility mounts. I've got shield boosters, because I don't really need anything else. The shields are very strong at the moment. It's very good. And this is what you need. You need a pulse wave analyzer. It takes a massive 3.2 megawatts of power. So if you're on a smaller ship, take that into consideration. Max angle is 15 degrees. Take that into consideration as well. Again, we'll come back into that later. However, it can scan for 24 kilometers. Take that into even further consideration as well. Let's move on to the optional internals. But actually, first, let's just have a brief look. This is what we've got. You know, we need good power. Thrusters are excellent when you need to be maneuverable, such as if you're in an asteroid field. The main thing is the power distributor. Try and get the best one you can. I've obviously had mine engineered. Sensors, not, well, good for a tactical perspective, because I find that when you're dropping into hotspots, don't know what that is, we'll figure that out later, you can get a little bit itchy if there is another contact on your radar and you don't know what their intentions are. So, yes, there we are. Core internals. Now, utility mounts. Now, this will always be a point of... No, not utility, silly boy. Optional internal mounts. This is what we got. I've got a shield generator. Some people will say don't have a shield generator. I'd say you're very brave. 2 60 cargo racks is my entire cargo space. So that's 128. I could increase that by 32 by putting one here, but instead I've opted to get 2 limpet control modules. They can supply up to 6 limpets, and that makes everything very, very fast. If you wanted a longer trip, then perhaps you would just have one. Then you have more cargo, but everything takes a bit longer. I've got a 4B refinery. I've got 9 bins in it. I don't really need that. I don't really need it at all. I could have a Type 3 or even a Type 2 refinery, because you only really need as many bins as the thing you're going for if you're going to be targeting. We'll talk about different approaches to the whole mining thing later on. We've also got a Prospector limpet controller. We need that. We do need that. And I will show you how this is all set up. You also need a detail surface scanner, which goes into the new exploration mechanics that I will detail in another video very soon. I love it. And I've also got a planetary vehicle hangar. I could replace it for a whopping 4 tons of cargo space, but I can't be bothered. And there we are. And livery... I've got Celeste. Where's Celeste? Where is she? Where is she? I love Celeste. I can't believe I spent money.
This is Celeste.
Hello.
Your cockpit voice assistant. Also
Oh yeah.
known as Kovas.
Kovas. So yeah. Me and Celeste instead of Verity. Or Victor I used to have, actually. So, that's the fit. If you want to rewind, see that again, then do so. Otherwise, we're moving on. Hello again, Catherine. Right, fire groups. So, we've got 3 main modes here. We've got prospecting mode, which is when you're in Super Cruise, is the detail surface scanner. We'll show you how to use that. Prospector, limpet controller, and the pulse wave analyzer. That's for when we're looking for core deposits, for big bucks and big yields. Fire group B is up here. This is our core deposit fire group. So we can launch seismic charges with primary and abrasion blasters with secondary. And our third and final group is general mining. So we've got abrasion blaster. Actually, let's turn that off because we'll need the subsurface displacement missile. We'll show you how to use those ladders. We'll put that on secondary. And the 2 mining lasers. So 3 fire groups. That's all you need. And that's all you need. I'll probably put the collectors here as well. Maybe not. Do I do one just for the collectors? Oh, I suppose I really should, shouldn't I? Yeah, I'll put them here. So we'll fire purple lasers as a celebratory act of our limpets coming in. I just remembered, with limpets, do bring a shield generator, because at the moment the limpets are rather aggressive in ramming into your cargo hold, and you will actually lose hull integrity from limpet bashing. So do bear that into consideration. Now, question of the day: how many limpets do I bring? How many is too many? First of all, just yeah, do that. Restock. Remember to get your limpets before you go. Right, limpet control. How many am I going to do? 20? 40? 60 maybe? Maybe 100? 128. Full, 100%, because they cost 101 credits.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Thank you, Celeste. So we are going to keep a hold of those. If we need... If the problem at the end of our... Or the reason that our mining mission will end is because we've run out of limpets, we can always make more. If we go to synthesis... I used a lot of type 3 injections recently. We go to limpets, and I buggered that up. Limpets, you can see, you need 10 iron and 10 nickel. So at the moment I can make 4. Each one makes 4 limpets, so that's... 4 times 4 is... Hopefully you figured it out. 16. So if you... Well, with the synthesis, I mean, if you want to do this as like a career, then all of them have these synthesis options. So have a look at what the recipes are. Maybe visit some traders. Some material traders to get particularly your seismic charge munitions on, and we'll cover more about that in the xenochemistry module of the Elite Dangerous University, and also in the exploration for geological features that we'll do again in the exploration video shortly. Must make sure you remain hydrated before you go. So, let's get out of the interface. Let's press the S key for inheritee. Okay, so what are we looking for? We're looking for any rings now. Any rings. Major reserves, depleted reserves, pristine reserves. It does not matter anymore. If you're only doing deep core mining, it does not matter. That is an important thing here. Very important. If you're doing general mining, so you're looking for your, you know, big holes of platinum maybe, or gold or whatever, then it still does count for much. But if you're only doing deep core mining, major reserves means nothing. And we can have a look here. We've got a load here, 42,000 light seconds away. We can have a look. Ring type metal rich. There's another icy one, metal rich. We've got a metallic ring here in hearty, and a metal rich one, and an icy one. Now, what a lot of people are doing they are looking for void opals. And you will find void opals in icy ring systems. So that's where we're going to have a look. Now, apparently, the system that I did my original video on, Delcar, which is I've made it my Novocaine character's home for the Great Escape. Let's just have a quick look. Where's Delcar? I've got it under... There we are. There's Delcar. And Decamp Orbital. I think it was Decamp Orbital. So long ago. It was 2016, that video. Delcar. Decamp Orbitals, where it all began. And then Delcar 7. Pristine reserves. Again, theories are that the amount in these rings, the deep core amount, is persistent. So it will run out, apparently. I'd be sad if that happened, because that would mean a whole game mechanic is completely, you know, time limited. I think that would be a silly waste of their time and resources at Frontier. But, yeah, that's where it all began. Again, pristine means nothing for deep core, I promise you. So, let's get to it. Launch! And always lights. Lights need to be on. Although now we've got night vision, which is, it's incredible. I love it. I'm very positive. I'm very positive with what they've done. So hats off to you. Right, let's go.
Docking clamps retracted. Regulate speed until clear of exclusion zone.
Thank you very much, Tower. NKV mother load. Away. So, in order to keep it a little bit simple, we are going to go to in Hariti. Was it A4? Are we going to A4? I didn't see any rings there. Oh, I guess we are. And it's going to take us not very long at all to get there, so that's good.
Frameshift drive charging.
Hopefully we haven't already mapped it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Just going to check on my navigation. No, we've not mapped it. Good. And that's why we couldn't see the rings. So what we need to do is I'm going to press Shift M, which is what I've mapped, to change cockpit mode. I can't remember whether that's the default, but you will need to do that. We need to select the right fire group, which is the surface scanner. We need to get in range and then slow down. So now it says too fast, so now we're going to throttle to 0, and we're going to wait. There we are. Now we'll cover this more in the explosion thing, but you can see efficiency target over. Oh, I haven't got a cursor, but over on the right there, 20 probes. So what you would do is you'd just launch a probe. This is not related to mining at all. I just enjoy doing this, and then you'd see how far it maps, and you hear the little clicking, Here you are. So that maps more than I thought. So I'll do another one there, another one there. You might have seen ring there. Interesting. I'm just trying to let's get this get some of this planet mapped, because you get lots of big money for exploration data. You can even see how much of the back we're getting. But of course the ring is in the way. Anyway, enough of this fun. What you'll need to do is to fire one at the ring, as I have just done. And we've mapped 54% of that gas giant. And you can see we've got this wonderful thing.
Surface scan complete.
Ooh, what's this? Fires in the ice ring. Let's have a look. Remember, so we're going to come out of this mode, and if I do that, it disappears. So we need to stay in analysis mode. Let's see, what have we got? We got Alexandrite, Alexandrite, low temperature diamonds, and something over there that we can't see. Let's just have a look. Probably Grandidorite and Alexandrite. Let's go to Alexandrite. If you're determined to get void opals, you might have to shop around. It's quite possible that this has already been mined to hell, but you know, it's not about what it is, this tutorial, it's about how to do it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim for the edge of this hotspot, where the center of it is directly in between me and the planet. So there we are. I'm going to set course. Well, not the very edge, but this red zone here. Actually, no, I'm feeling more orangey. So we'll come in. Pretty sharp angle. We're going to slow down because we don't want to crash in too much. And we're in. First thing we're going to do is get to... see, there you go. I've got an Eliza battle and an Anaconda. Be keeping a close eye on her. Well, the ship's called her. Well, anyway, right. So, remember the scanning angle of that pulse wave analyzer. So we've just used it there. And we've got a few good contenders. So what I try to do, and it is tricky because previously you would just go bam, ba, bam, ba, bam, right towards the planet, always sticking in the same direction, in order to prevent yourself from going through the same thing over and over again. Or going back to the same rocks and losing your bearings. So we've got that as a compass. We'll be going towards the hotspot. I have been to the core. There's no difference. Oh, great. It is a pirate. You could have my limpets. Scan away, mate. Yeah, sure. Off you go. Bloody pirates. Oh, he's off. So, yeah, that's just me using the pulse wave because it's a bit fun. So, you could make sure that your nose does not extend past the edges of the planet in order to keep that. I'd say that's roughly 15 degrees. So you're just pretty much going to be going forward. Or you could try and be a bit more maverick about it. What you're looking for with deep core mining is really bright light bulb rocks. So we just fire it off. And there's a bright one over there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to target that. And exactly, I'm going to program Limpet Drone, fire it off. Hopefully it's within 4 kilometers. And I also saw another one over here. Down here. It's quite large. Quite bright even. I'm just going to fire off those Limpet Drones. Try and position myself somewhere in between them, so neither of them dies. Does have to be a minimum distance. Right, we've got one. And that was a negative. All of that is worth very little. What about this one? That also was little. I'm very optimistic, you see. Right, so we're really looking for seriously bright rocks. So none of them really. And trying just to keep my bearing. We're looking for more yellow than orange. Orange fine. Yellow our target. We got a few yellow squares in this one. We got a lot of yellow squares in this one. To be honest, I'm thinking probably not. But I'm going to fire off Prospector. If you fire off a Prospector at speed, you need to use your vertical thrusters. See, I'm too optimistic. Ooh, water. Yes! Water! Fantastic. Pulse wave. Let's keep doing that. We're going to use the compass to get our orientation back. Oh, that one's quite bright. I've heard some people say you're looking for popcorn asteroids. If that's true, then this is certainly one of them. And I'm looking for that blue text, and I'm not getting it! Such a tease. See, that one again, I'd be tempted to fire off a Prospector. But I'm just too... Well, now you see, now you get on closer, it's a lot more Meh. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Crash. Because fissures that you're going to end up shooting charges into. Oh, why not? I've got loads. Let's just see how wrong I am. Bromelite! Every woman wants a ring made out of bromelite. Scan. Yeah, we are looking for the light bulbs.
Asteroid scan complete.
Great. Yeah, that's not a light bulb. We got potential light bulbs here. Light bulb over there. That's getting dimmer as we approach. We had a light bulb over here. What the hey? And remember, I'm firing my vertical thrusters upwards so that the prospector does not crash into my ship. No, too optimistic. So you just fly through. It takes some patience. Oh, that's definitely going to be one. I should never say that. But you saw that? That was lighting up my life with orange. So we're going to get the limpet drone. We're going to fire it off. Oh, if you go too fast, it just won't work. Off she goes. Fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. Fingers crossed. Give me some blue text.
Prospector limpet engaged.
There you go. So you saw that. Even from a distance, it was bright
Asteroid scan
yellow.
complete.
So it's got a bunch of rubbish in it. Methane clathrate and lithium hydroxide and hydrogen peroxide and other things you can use to change your hair colour. But now it's time for the seismic charges. How does this work? So it's all about asteroid fissures. And you've got 3 strength of asteroid fissures. High strength, medium strength, and low strength. And that basically is a representation of how far the crack goes down to the center of the asteroid. And so how effective would a seismic charge be at essentially making it come apart. I always start with a high yield charge. Comes to 3 yields. See the bars at the sides of the cursor. Not cursor, crosshairs. 3 full bars, which is I've held the trigger down, means that it's a high yield charge. I know where the gun is on my ship, so I'm going to fire it just above the crosshair, or just below the crosshair. And on we go. High yield charge. Okay, you now have 115 seconds to get the rest. Find your next fissure. This is an average strength one, so I'm going to do another high yield charge. That's another one. Okay, we need the detonation yield to be in the blue zone. If it's another high yield fissure, or average strength. Okay, so we're going to do an average yield here. Almost. Maybe one more at a low yield. This is low strength anyway. Okay, it's low strength, maybe an average yield. Oh, that can happen. That can happen. So I'm going to target that fissure, and I'm going to go to contacts. I'm going to go to that fissure, and I'm going to disarm the charge. It'll disarm in 7 seconds. And then we'll see what happens to the yield.
Seismic charge disarmed.
Okay, now you need to be careful now, because that fissure is no longer accessible. So this is high strength, so I'm going to put just a low charge, which is the tap of the key, and there's your optimum yield. Now, we are going to detonate. Just sit back, get to a safe distance, and watch the fireworks. Maximum power to shields. I think there wasn't actually an asteroid behind us, so we couldn't get to a safe distance. But that's why we have good shielding. And here we are. So already on contacts, we've got a load of alexandrite, fragments, and surface deposits to deal with. It's time to get out the boys. all of them and do it as quickly as possible. And in the meantime, I am going to play Abrasion Blaster Elite. Try and target them. Nice and simple. I don't want to go anywhere near the center of that sort of the void between the pieces because yeah. So that's 1, 2 pieces of Alexandrite, 3 pieces of Alexandrite. This is all from what, 4? This is all 1 rock. Remember, 1 rock. And what I'm doing here is I'm just looking around, waiting to see if any of these to become blue. If they're blue, it means I've got line of sight, which means I can shoot them with my abrasion gun. Now, why am I staying so far away? It's because your wonderful limpets, yeah, like just like that, they're not so great at not crashing into rocks. So, if you stay away from the rocks, they are less likely to commit limpet suicide. But I've already lost 2. And put some power back into weapons, just so we can recharge the abrasion blaster. Another one! We've lost another one. No! I want my high score of abrasion! Ugh. It's good to have a cup of tea at this point. And off they go.
Collector limpet expired.
Ah, do you see that one? See that one there? Go get it.
Programming limpet drone. Programming limpet drone.
Alright. And when they're pretty much out of stuff to collect, then we can just go and knock off these few more surface deposits that were clinging to the inside of the core. We've got 2 more coming in. And the wonderful music. And sometimes, yeah, I don't know why this happens, but the audio, not the audio, the visual just freezes. I have got the latest drivers and all that stuff. I think that's happening for quite a few people. And I think it's Nvidia's fault. But what I think rarely matters. Oh, there we are. Wonderful. Yeah, because we now have drones that aren't doing anything. And I didn't pay 100 credits for them to do nothing. Right, that one there. And that one there. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, chameleon. And that probably just blew up my microphone. Alexandrite, Alexandrite. Let's have a look at the estimated value of our cargo so far. 15 times $250,000. That's just over 3 million. And we'll try and find a better price than that. That's 1 rock, ladies and gentlemen. And that is why everyone is talking deep core mining. Bear in mind that you will be in a fog of particles, and it's good to fly out of it as soon as you can. Right, and now we go back to 1. And we are looking, as I said before, for light bulb rocks. Ones that really make you go, wow, that's bright. And they might only appear every 50 kilometers or so. No idea what the algorithm is. Barely want to know what the algorithm is. See, we got a couple of potential contenders here, but I'm doubting it. I'm doubting it now. If they're still that bright when we actually get there, fine. So now both of these are very bright. But now we're actually here. And give it a little kiss. Hello. Yes, I think the pulse wave, they might have changed it because... So let's see what a rock like this would get you. It's not going to be deep core. It's also a lot further away than I thought. Yeah, so it'll have a few deposits, liquid oxygen, water, subsurface, things like that. And we will cover those. Let's just try and find one more wonderful bright asteroid. Maybe this one? I really doubt it though. Okay, that's terrifying. Okay, this one looks pretty bright. And that is negative. If you don't see the blue writing, you're gonna be a-crying. No light bulbs, no light bulbs. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I'll probably cut a lot of this out until we find the light bulb. Unless that's the light bulb. It's the right size and shape, roughly circular. Let's have a look. No, me being optimistic. But it's not as bright as we need. That one's quite bright. Oh, I'm gonna be doing this forever. Come on, give me something. Give me some love. No. Okay, but this does have low temperature diamonds, which are worth quite a bit anyway. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to mine it. Old school mine it. Now, it might only be 6.55%, but it adds up. And that's why I brought the mining lasers. And with 4 pips to whip, these babies can go on forever. Not that they really need to. And so that'll go off and do that. Oh, we refined hydrogen peroxide! How many pence is that worth? Woohoo! Alright, low temperature diamonds, here we are. And that's why I got the bins, so you know we can just do this if we need to. Low temperature diamonds, 75%. Hydrogen peroxide. Do we get any low temperature diamond deposits? Yes, we do, subsurface. So that's how these work. Fire them, and it doesn't work. We'll wait for them to come back round. Right, subsurface deposits, subsurface deposits. So you need to see which way the deposit is going in and where the front is, because essentially this is a drill on the end of a rocket. So you want to get it inside there and then hold the trigger. And you see there on the bottom left, blue zone, release. And then fire off another one. It'll drill into the asteroid. And there we go. Normally you get 2. And then we just wait a moment, and it disappears. I don't think... Oh, we have a surface deposit. And they're great, because you know what we can do with them. Oh, that was a horrible crash. Use our abrasion blaster. And knock them out. Don't crash. Oh. Just looking at that radar. There we go. Now after that little bit of excitement, let's get back to the job at hand. Oh, another bright temptress.
Programming limpet drill.
So now we've opened up a second business here. If I see anything with low temperature diamonds in it, I'm still going to mine it.
Prostate limpet engaged.
Nothing there though. I can only imagine the comments. Jacob, you can't spot rocks right. You're rubbish. And you're entitled to your perhaps correct opinion.
Asteroid scan complete.
See, none of this are really jumping out at me, but then again, the ones that do make me doubt my own sanity. So, gonna crash with this. Full powered shields. Gotta love shields that are engineered, and this has got nothing in it, apart from bromelite, which
Asteroid scan complete.
is a girl's best friend. Okay, moving on, moving on, moving on. You see any really bright ones there? I don't. Maybe that one. Not so much now. No, it's more red than anything. And I'm going to prove that there isn't anything in it. Yep, just water. Lots of water.
Asteroid scan complete.
No. No. Maybe. It's the right colour and shape. Yeah, it's a lot of prospecting. Oh, especially if you bugger up and prospect it. Ugh. Yeah. This is my very haphazard way of doing this now. No, nothing. We've got a lot of yellow squares on that one. Let's check again. Yeah, I'm pretty confident now. I'm pretty confident this is going to have alexandrite in it. Or another deep core metal. Or mineral. And it does! So there we are. We're getting better. Now this time, I'm going to set them all. I'm going to settle the charges, you'll see that, and then I'll cut to a wonderful video of the explosion, and of course, and now I'm going to spoil it, So, let's get this done. High strength asteroid fissure. The minute we set our first charge, the clock will start ticking. I always start with a high strength. Other people might do it more cautiously, but remember, if you select the wrong one and go over, you lose access to the fissure.
Detonation
Right.
sequence initiated.
Indeed. Now, clock's ticking. 115 left. Another asteroid fissure. Average strength. Let's see if we can get away with another high yield charge. Fire! Okay, we are 3 rows away from optimum. So, let's have a look. Another fissure. That's a fissure. Average strength. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put an average charge in the average strength. Actually, no, I'm going to put low charge in there. And then maybe in this one, that's a low strength, I'll put an average charge in there. You can probably do this all with like just a few more higher charges ones, but I like to have lots of explosions. See that? Oh, that was medium. Now we're going to get rid of that. And we'll need to find another fissure. There's one. Average strength.
Seismic charge disarmed.
Oh, now it's gone to optimum yield. It does sometimes do that. 45 seconds. We're going to make sure that all of our collectors are ready. And then we are going to cut now to the wonderful video.
Cargo scoop deployed.
Okay, right. Welcome back. Yeah, there's a bug. There's a bug here. That's when I went to the camera suite. And now, yeah, that's going to stay there, I think, until I get another one. But let's now go and get... Uh-oh, that's the wrong button. Oh, wait, no, yes. The abrasion blaster won't fire if you don't have any whip power. That's important to remember. Shields! Oh, come on! There it is. My good friends will pick that up. Got some more over there. Beautiful. And so what I was saying earlier is that apparently if you have 2 seismic charges and you fire at the same fragment, you'll get 2 fragments. I think that's a bit of a bug there, or an exploit. I don't think it was intended. Yeah, limpets are very in great danger in these areas. We've still got 5 more to find. It's all part of the fun. Where are the rest? Where are the rest? There. Oh, there's one. We can get that from here, I think. Beautiful. And yeah, so good thrusters. Excellent. To maneuver. Beautiful. And we got one more here. Doubly good. Have we got any more left? One more. Well, let's lock onto that. There it is.
Flight assist off.
That's just so I can...
Flight assist on.
There we are. Rest my joystick hand. Lol. Right, so remember, we lost all the collectors because I think I squashed them all. So let's try and do this the old-fashioned way.
Cargo scoop retracted. Cargo scoop deployed.
Oh, yay! And we got some more Alexandrite. So there we are. So in this short film, you've seen how the abrasion blaster works. You've seen how the limpets work. You've seen how the fits work. You've seen how to scan the planet, or more appropriately, the rings. You've learned a little bit about what to look for, those big bright light bulbs of asteroids in space with the pulse wave analyzer that has a 15-degree arc. So you're going to need to find a way to avoid getting turned around and scanning the same areas of the belt. It's a wonderful system, it's spectacular, and we've now got, let's have a look, inventory here. We've now got hydrogen, we've got 200 grand, we're just under 200 grand from the low temperature diamonds that we mined normally. We've got 33 lots of 250,000 credits. So, that ain't bad. That ain't bad. I'm gonna do some mining and see how far it goes. What ho all, it's Nova Kane from the future here, editing this video. After I wrapped up the live recording, I took some time to try and find exactly what you need to be looking for in terms of your pulse wave analyzer readout. It's red, it's yellow, it is not orange. Also, bear in mind that if you are very close to an asteroid, that 15-degree angle, if you think about it, is just going to hit a portion of that asteroid, giving you that sort of half-colored, half-not approach. But yes, this has been an official message from Nova Kane. I hope you take heed of it. Back over to you, historical Nova Kane. You look really handsome, by the way. I very much hope you enjoyed this tutorial in the aspects of deep core mining. Remember, 90% of it is prospecting. Expect to be disappointed, but always be willing to take a chance. My name is Nova Kane. Please do subscribe if you like this video, if you like me, if you like life, if you like anything that's worth liking, then you can always begin by subscribing to Nova Kane. Or if you're in an incredibly good mood, do type in www.patreon.com/NovaKane for an opportunity to contribute and get exclusive content soon. And do stay tuned for the Elite Dangerous University and a video covering the exploration mechanics. So if you're worried about mode switching, if you're worried about FSS, what is that? If you're worried about detailed surface scanners, geological formations, what is the Codex? The Codex, it's Warhammer. No, it's much more than that. We'll be covering all of that in the next video. But until then, from the ice fields of Harty, I bid you a good afternoon, a good evening, and a good night.